Hello, fellow YouTubers, and welcome back to Power Up Gamers. I'm Driven D&D, the Disabled DM. And today I'm doing a video response to Tim Kearney from Absolute Tabletop and Tabletop Tibbers. He asked a question that I thought was very interesting and deserved more than a quick post. So I decided to do a video response. The question he asked us was, he started off with a comment about how to make a great villain and that they had touched on this topic a lot. So he wanted to do something a bit different, and he asked the question, what is your favorite villains and why? And I had to stop and think about this because there's a lot of great villains in different movies, different TV shows. And being a DM, I've come up with numerous villains for different campaigns and one-shots. And I realized, as after thinking about it, that my favorite villain was actually a dragon lich I had made for one of my campaigns. And the reason I like this as a villain is not just because as at the time that the players will encounter them, it's a dragon lich, which is pretty awesome, pretty powerful. So a nice challenge for the players to overcome. But it's the backstory and the motivation of the villain. And so I will talk a bit about those. The backstory is that this dragon lich was a little boy at one point, whose mother had died giving birth to him. His father was a poor peasant, worked all the time to keep a roof over their head. And a boy grew up in a shack near a beach and didn't really have any friends. And he would often sit out on the beach. And one day he found a shell that he picked up. Of course, the shell was magic and could talk. And all it was as a communication device. But he didn't know that. He thought it was the shell talking. And so he took it home and started listening to the whispers. And came to find out one day it was coming from what he thought was a beautiful lady who became his friend and eventually stole him away from his home and raised him up to be her apprentice. Now, this lady was an necromancer and into the dark arts. So not a very nice person to begin with. So over time, she corrupted the boy as she was raising him. And they were doing an experiment involving necromancy that went awry. And the boy got caught up in the explosion, and the magical energies turned him into this dragon lich. Well, he survived like that for a long time, founded a cult of necromancers to kind of follow him and do his bidding. And he discovered an ancient legend of 10 cups of Tiamat. that when all 10 are gathered together, that's said to be able to force a deity into granting you basically any wish. And this is where his motivation comes into play, because his wish over centuries has become that he wants to return to the innocent boy he once was, and basically undo everything that's happened in his life. It's a pretty good motive, really beneficial in the fact that it would erase the cult that he formed. It would erase a lot of harm that he's done, and it would change the world for the better. So this is kind of why I enjoy this villain. It's just his backstory, his motivation, in that it turns what we would think a monster into something that has a history, has a past, has reasons for what he's doing, and he believes they're good reasons. And he just overlooks the fact that his methods aren't necessarily beneficial to those he comes across. So that's pretty much my favorite villain, and I have yet to have players finish that campaign and actually face off against him. And because it's such a long campaign that most players don't stick with it. But we'll get there. So thanks, Tim, for the great question, and hope that answers it sufficiently for you. And to all my viewers, until next time, I hope you enjoyed the video and made the dice always roll in your favor.